I played the Hexi expansion early, and in this video, I'll bring you my honest opinion, what I liked, disliked, and what to expect when the expansion comes out on the 6th. Obviously, expect some spoilers here. Let's get started. As soon as you drop in the new zone, you'll find yourself with a new ability, Flip the World, which will be heavily used here to reverse time, effectively solving puzzles or moving objects, etc. Here, the first use for it is to build that bridge to go across. The usual mechanics and systems still exist, collecting oddities, gathering materials, world puzzles, etc. This was obviously for the sake of the playtest, but they gave us pretty OP characters, including default weapons, which were the two new ones, the Everspring umbrella and the Unfettered rope dart. They're both good AoE martial arts. There's an inner way that works with the umbrella called Phantom Rally, which allows you to summon phantom umbrellas which will stay on the field and pulse AoE damage. And a perfect catch of the umbrella, which you do by pressing the button again when the umbrella comes back to you, will also summon a phantom umbrella. The umbrella's second attack can pull groups of enemies towards you. And the rope dart is also a good AoE weapon, which also comes with its own inner way, Taolin Sweep, which gives you all of this. You can read it here. And obviously, this is maxed out. The basic play with this is that you will do the main AoE attack, which ends in the charging mode, which you can also get into by holding Y or triangle on PlayStation. Your attacks will apply a debuff, and then with Burn and Berry, you snap your fingers to launch fire sparks at the target, which will do damage and also slow them down. Quick side note here, I've been using the FlyDigi Apex 5 for a while now, and the extra back buttons honestly make ability chaining way smoother in games like this. I can't really go back to any of my other controllers anymore. If you're curious, I've linked it below along with the rest of my setup. A few steps into the first new zone and you will automatically be sucked into the main story quest for the zone, which is worth talking about. This game is capable of awesome, amazing quests, whether they're side quests or the main quest. Do you remember this one, for example? Absolutely top tier. I think everyone loved this one. Which brings me to the main quest in this zone. Unfortunately, this is the exact opposite. It's potentially the worst quest I've ever played in this game. And maybe ever. It's shocking actually. It's extremely boring. You barely do anything other than talk to NPCs about uninteresting things and walk with this dude who can never run and sometimes can't even jump or dash. If you're into this for the main quest engagement or fun activities, I'm sorry to say you will be disappointed. This was the lowest point of the experience by far. It's also not a very long chain. It feels long because it's boring as hell, but still, at least it's relatively brief and it ends with a step that asks you to go to the next zone, which should be the one that opens up in April. But let's go back and look at this zone. Shortly after you arrive, you will also acquire Chasing the Moon, which is pretty cool, I have to say. You turn into this ethereal fish creature, and you can travel super fast when you ride the Milky Way, which has veins that can take you to all the corners of the island. And I'm happy to say that exploring the islands at rank 5 will get you a new outfit that's actually cool this time. It looks much better than the previous ones, and it's not that hard to acquire. Just not going to be before May. It's called Whirl of Radiance. There are 3 main other side stories here, and they're all okay. 2 of them are in the first new island, the Jade Gate Pass, and one that takes you back to the first zone. There is a world boss here, all the way to the northeast, hidden behind a sandstorm, that you have to go through. It's called the Wandering Ark. It's a pretty cool fight, camera issues aside. It's 2 phases. Phase 1 is pretty simple, you just chase the feet, and once you break all 4 of them, Phase 2 starts. And in that one, it stays more in the air and it shoots a prison of trees around you, and it has a dash that can just run you over. This phase also lets you use the new mechanic you learned, Flip the World, to throw that little moon at it, which will then stun it, and then pew pew till it's dead. The main attraction here is the White Crown Fortress, which is in the southeast side of the map. And it is your gateway to eventually go to the next island across. Once you come here, you will unlock a chain of quests where you will need to collect some flags. And once you're done, the The final step will be to plant those flags here and fight the zone's boss, the Grand Protector of Anshi. Like I mentioned, my gear was too OP, so I can't really sense the difficulty of this boss. The encounter looked well designed and he had 2 phases. His phase 1 is a melee phase, where he also summons some of his soldiers to attack from the sides. Moves were pretty slow and predictable, and yes, the default settings here are the baby mode with the prompts, but I didn't mind changing it because I knew I had limited time and wanted to bring you as much info as possible. His second phase is a bit more chaotic, and he switches to using both a spear and a bow, so some of his attacks are ranged, and he still summons his dudes. This is supposedly the single best mystic skill in China, and you get it here in the first island. What you need to do is go to the Peace Ward camp, come talk to this guy here playing the flute, and do a solo. There is a score you need to reach before you can progress. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but this is what I got, and it's not really that difficult. But that allowed him to progress the conversation to unlock the mystic skill for me. Talk to him again, and he'll tell you to go play in 2 other locations. You go to those 2 locations, and it's even a shorter, easier requirement, and then you go back to him, and that will unlock the flute skill. I unfortunately don't even know its name in English, because it didn't work for me. Whether they're releasing it for this update in the global release or not, I'm not sure. But you can see my pre-built character has all 41 mystic skills available already, and on this server build, the flute one is not there in any of them. I assume it will come out though, because it unlocks here in this zone, so there's no reason to remove it. So maybe that server build was just missing it. And now you know how and where to get it, so you can start ranking it up ASAP. Now, what's my impression after all the hype and build up to the biggest content drop yet for the game? I think I'm a bit disappointed, given the fact that they are staggering the release of this content 28 days apart, so we have 2 more content drops after the 6th. I worry that many people will join for the hype and realize that at least on the 6th, the total amount of content isn't really that much. I think it's perfect if you're casually playing the game. It's a bit extra new stuff to play, and there's more content on the 27th, so it's less than 28 days before something new happens. But given the disappointing main story quest, and the addition of just 1 boss and 1 world boss, I think for the hardcore fan that started to get a bit bored of the current regions, it might be a little disappointing. Don't get me wrong, the new zone looks amazing, the desert look is fresh and new compared to the previous 2 zones where we've been for 4 months. And this place, I actually love it. Looking at it brings some Simon vibes from Expedition 33, which is one of my favorite encounters ever. The next zone is also a fresh look because it's very snowy, which I also think looks amazing. So my advice is, I guess, manage your expectations. You don't need to take Monday and Tuesday off so you can have a long weekend playing this. Maybe save that for Crimson Desert. Again, this is all free, so you can drop back in if you quit just to see the new things. I think they're worth it. Or if you're playing this game on the side and want to wait to experience a big chunk of content all at once, you can do that too. I tried to do everything on the private servers to bring you all the info I could in the short time they allowed us in. But feel free to ask any questions in the comments, I respond to everyone. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.